Hey babes, I'm Alexis.
And I'm Lanette.
And this is Getting the D. The finale.
The finale.
Cheers to season 1. Mm-hmm. Everyone calm down.
Not the finale.
So it's a little bittersweet, but necessary for the moment.
We should have had champagne, but
yeah.
I can't.
Well, I think there's been a lot of cool growth. So I'm excited to kind of recap
a
little bit. We've come a long way. Well, yeah, just looking back, if you've been with us from the beginning, like it's been a lot of improvements in how we speak into the microphones, how we record, how we talk in general.
Hi. It's Lanette. I'm editing, and can we please just have a moment for the first episode? Oh my God.
Hey babes, I'm Alexis.
And I'm Lanette.
And this is Getting the D. We made it. We're here. Can we believe it?
Finally.
After like 7 attempts.
No, we really tried so hard. we really tried so hard.
It's not easy.
We should side by side the first episode. The quality was so bad, which is crazy because the camera was not that bad, but we were just like, I don't know what to do.
I remember my brother and Vinny both being like, great episode, but the setup was not great.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. But we were doing our best.
Just little baby podcasters. Yeah. And
you all start somewhere. It's okay.
You do. And it's humbling to look back. I even look at other podcasts and they do the same thing. They're like, oh my God. Like, look.
Oh my God. 100%.
Like it looks like a school project.
Like, yes. Yeah. Or like makeup influencers will go back and watch their first ones and be like, oh what? Like it's so bad.
What?
Yeah.
But I guess before we get into that, we've been doing like an every other week kind of thing.
It's going to be our new jam.
It's our new jam to keep it real with ourselves and our lives and our busyness. And
I think it's more interesting every 2 weeks, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
More to say.
We do have a lot more to say. We're like ready and amped to just get it all out.
I'm watching the people in the gym across the street.
I'm so distracted by it.
What the fuck are they doing?
They're doing a little sparring with each other.
They're side lunging.
So Lanette lives across from a boxing gym, which, you know, isn't a bad thing per se, but at the same time, I used to go there and they're all moving at the same time right now in the same rhythm, and it's just hard to not look at. Yeah. Just because it's like distracting movements. It's not because of the people there.
Wait, but I did meet a guy that I dated there.
Yeah, I mean, I bet girls, if you're single, maybe sign up for some boxing classes.
That Muay Thai
right next to we won't say where, but if you would like to know where, we'll let you know. Mm-hmm. Give us a little DM.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, oh my God. It's
probably a great workout though.
Oh my God. I was obsessed with it. I only stopped because I was working night shifts and I could just never make it work. I could honestly probably go back now.
I mean, you could literally just like hop skip right there and you're there.
But I'm convinced that they have all seen me naked because I am the naked neighbor. It's just like out of pure laziness.
I mean, I'm sure they're not complaining.
Don't want to like shut my blinds. So I'm out here at the dryer, butt ass naked. This place is a fishbowl.
Yeah, it is actually. Cause the windows are great though. They're so big.
It is
so nice.
I just refuse to close them. So now
literally they're doing burpees right now.
No, they are.
It's a lot. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. So tell me, how was your week and your week before and all the things? What happened? What's the new hot goss?
So all of the big things that are happening, I was trying to think about it this morning. Okay. Ran into my ex.
Ooh.
For the first time.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened yet. And
on the streets.
Oh my God. Because if you don't follow us on Instagram or you didn't follow the story, I had to completely start from the beginning and like completely refile for divorce.
Oh, they were great. If you missed those stories,
I did highlight.
There's a highlight that you can watch back.
Yeah. So I've been battling with the family courts to just like get my stupid divorce done.
I'm giggling because you call them the family courts.
What is it?
I don't know. I just love it's like the family courts.
The family courts.
You know, the family courts.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that was.
It's giving palace. It's not. Mm-mm. It's no, it's actually the worst. They like closed early for Indigenous People Day, which used to be Columbus Day. I'm like, why did we need to close early on the Friday before? But that's fine. I guess everyone was like celebrating so hard at the family courts.
So they just give them all for everything. I mean, they deal with some pretty terrible people, but still.
No, I heard that on the lower floors, it's like the juveniles and it's like kids that are in gangs and there's like constant fights breaking out.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be so for real. When I was in there, I was like, watch your back, little mama. Like, I didn't know we were fighting in there.
Yeah, you got to hold on tight.
But then I saw a teenager with the bracelet on his ankle, the house arrest.
You're like, okay.
And I was like, I didn't know that's what was going on here.
Yeah, it's not a fun building.
No.
It's not a fun building. There's some crazies that coming in and out of there.
What I will say is all of the tea is kept in that courthouse.
Yes.
The amount of just drama in there, like between the divorces, the kids, the custody stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm one for the tea. I wouldn't be able to work there. I'd be like,
I won't say her name, but I have a good friend who worked there for a while and who would have to like pass off some cases because she recognized the name or like, because it just gets a little weird. And where people walk in, they're like, ooh, do I know you? I think I do.
Yeah. Well, Philly's small.
It's a small place.
Yeah. So anyway, so I had to refile. And so now I have to go back through the process of like speaking to him pretty frequently now because I need him to like re-sign papers. So I was walking to actually drop off papers that I need him to sign at our old house and ran into him also walking there to like do something else. And I had my dog and I had my boyfriend's dog, which is fine. Like he knows I have a boyfriend, whatever.
Yeah.
He definitely like totally disregarded my boyfriend's dog, which is understandable. I probably would have too. But to see him and Cash was like actually heartbreaking. Like Cash like magneted right onto his legs and like wouldn't, like I was like,
yeah. You're like, no, like, that's not your daddy.
It was, oh my God. It was like really, really sad. Like I was fine. Oh my God. But of course it was like, I feel like I'm usually pretty put together, but it was after work. I was so tired.
It's always how it
I
goes.
was in a huge hoodie, like almost to my knees, big sweatpants, hood up, just ugly. Ooh, like so ugly.
That's okay.
And of course, because you always want to see your ex, especially like
one that like,
that cheated on you. Yeah. And you want to be like the hottest you've ever been every single time.
You were still very hot, I bet. In a hoodie. I feel like honestly men, like that's a whole other topic, like love when a girl can just be like
I did have
no makeup
buns, which is my power move, so I think it was fine.
Yeah. Okay. Love that. Whatever.
But anyway, to see him and the dog interact was like, oh fuck. Like that was, I haven't really been sad about anything and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Cash. Like it's sad. It sucked. So yeah. That was not my favy. But got the paper signed, so that was good.
The papers got signed officially. Thank God. Well, yeah, we're in the process
and
on the right
been filed.
The right track this time.
Now I'm just waiting my 90 days.
Yeah. So if you need a step-by-step process and you are a no fault divorce without children, you can look in the highlights again and Lanette will walk you through it. But also, you know, it can be a more official thing. I know you were saying you wanted to do that.
I'll like make something when I've gone through all of it because I want to make sure like I'm not giving misinformation, but I know that what I've done so far is correct.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, that's in our highlights. So anyway, so that happened. And then, this week I was telling you earlier, you're like, are you sure you want to talk about this? But I do. Been like a little jealous in my relationship.
Okay.
Which is like new feelings.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, after being cheated on, I was like, oh, I'm going to be jealous over everyone forever, always.
Right.
But I really like haven't been at all. And then just this week, I'm like, ooh, I'm like having little jealousy stuff. Like with my current boyfriend. Like there's
the one I have right now.
The one I have.
Not next week's.
With my boyfriend, like works in a very like social industry.
Yeah.
And I'm just maybe like getting in my feelings a little bit about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I can say I think these are normal things sometimes that come up though. Because you're just in a new relationship in general and you want to make sure you're like, sometimes I said to you earlier as like an anxiously attached person. Sometimes you need to be reassured that that's not the case. Yeah. And you need a man to just be like, I love you and only you.
Yeah.
This is all business and like, stop. But I know you brought up the social media stuff. Like stuff can be, I don't know.
Yeah. You're like, well, I posted you. Can you post me?
Yeah. And then you're like, oh my God, I know I sound nuts right now. But also like not nuts because this is what we do in this world. And some of us are more like, this is my life and this is what I want to show. And then some of us aren't. And
that's a really good point, actually. Like I will show literally everything. Like I don't care. And some people are more private, or if you're a business like he is, like
maybe he wants to keep it. Yeah. Business. But at the same time, I get it. I'm
like, post me every day.
You're like, I should be the light of your life on every post.
Like once a day I need a story that's like, my princess,
I love you.
I think it's like I've been kind of insecure in myself lately. Like whatever, like women go through this stuff, just like not feeling really cute or like not loving my body or whatever. So like I think it's just manifesting as like
it's coming out in all aspects of your life.
Yeah. And it's nothing that he's done. Like I recognize that it's me. Like I know that.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, girl. Like, hold on. We don't have jealousy issues.
You're like, I am a strong, powerful, beautiful woman. Like I don't care. I'll be like, I'm okay.
Yeah, but
we're just a girl, you know, or sometimes just a girl,
just a 32-year-old teenage girl.
And sometimes we want to just check.
Yeah.
You know, we want to be like, what's going on with that? Who's that?
And who is that?
Keep them on their toes, you know?
Like yesterday, like literally a coworker called and I was like, who's that? Why don't you pick up?
Never saw that number before.
Interesting.
Why are they texting you? What are they saying? Oh, you have to get drinks with a new business person? Can I come?
Yeah. Okay.
Are they a girl?
What time are we going?
Can I be there?
Day and time.
And we'll just say I'm your assistant. Okay.
Yeah.
I think these are normal things to come up sometimes in relationships, and you just got to talk through them.
Yeah. I think that's what's really important is to be like, hi, like I'm having these feelings and it's nothing that you did, but like, let me tell you that I'm feeling this way. Yeah. And not that I need to be reassured necessarily, because this is stuff that I need to also handle myself and like deal with my anxious attachment. But I think it's just helpful to keep everyone in the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I said, the shoe's on the other foot, like he might have feelings too. So it's like,
which I forgot. And you're right.
Yeah. Like if the roles were reversed, he might be like, yep. Who's that? Who you talking? Why you going to lunch with that med device rep? What's going on there? So we need to see that we're all human sometimes. Yeah. That's okay. It's okay.
So there's that, and then
you went to the Eagles game. Oh my God,
that's right.
Lynette was a sports girly.
Oh my God,
this weekend.
Yeah. So first football game ever, first tailgating. Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm a tailgating girl. I'm not a football game girl.
Were you bored to death?
Oh.
Well, also you were with someone who was cheering for the opposing team. Well, for the team that we weren't.
And they were getting murdered though. Yeah. Like we won by a lot.
Yeah.
But I didn't even really care.
Right. Where he was like, I care. I'm upset.
No, this is upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like every like 10 minutes, I'd be like, what quarter are we in? What's going on? What
You're like, can I go get another drink up there?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Every 5 minutes, I'm going to go get a drink. I'm going to go get chicken fingers. I'm going to go get this. Cause I just couldn't sit there. Like I was dying.
I can imagine you're like ADD just being like, I can't sit here.
Because I also,
it's like stop, start, whistle, stop, start. Yeah.
What was going on?
And it wasn't a winning game for this team where you were in their stadium. So it wasn't like this camaraderie of like, woo, yeah. It was like literally just a bunch of probably people who were pissed off.
That's what I was literally saying today. Somebody was like, oh, like, how was it? And I was like, well, the tailgating was so fun.
Tailgating is it.
But also felt like at 10 a.m. I was like, am I going to have margarita right now?
Yeah, it's
like,
weird.
Yeah.
There's no time at the tailgate.
So I
usually bring champagne to the early ones.
Oh, that's so smart.
Like a bottle per second to start. Yeah.
Next
time.
No. And you live and you learn, because we also forgot chairs. So.
Okay.
It was fine. We just like, he has like an SUV. So we just like sat on the trunk.
Some of my best friends were there. I think I told you that they were going. I don't know if I did.
Oh, really?
And they were like, my one friend told me today, she was like, we saw Lanette, but like, we didn't like see her like say hi. And like, she didn't say hi. Like we didn't like see each other, but like we looked, you were like a little bit further down the tailgate. They're like, wait, is that Lanette?
Oh my God.
But I don't know if they just never like, they obviously never walked down to be like, hey girl, what's up?
Oh,
but
that's cute.
I know. I was like, oh wow, it's in a whole like parking lot.
No, that's actually crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you guys were in the same lane.
We played Flip Cup, which I haven't done since I was 19, maybe.
How'd that go for you?
I was pretty good at it, not gonna lie.
Yeah. That's the one I'm really good at.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I will admit that. I like that one's good for me.
Yeah.
Beer pong, you miss me. I mean, I'll play.
Oh, I'm really good at beer pong. Actually.
I'll play, but I think I'm better at the flip cup.
I just don't. I haven't like done that stuff in so long, but it was like fun and cute. And then the game happened, and I was like, okay. The best part was that the halftime show is corgi races. Ooh. So it really got me with that.
Yeah.
I was determined to get down onto the field for it. But there like wasn't enough time. By the time I realized that it was happening, it was like there was no way that I was going to get down there. So
no.
Anyway, but yeah, so it was fun and cute, and like hanging out in New York. Like I love New York. It was just like nice.
Do you guys stay like? Do you go out in the city, or do you guys go out like outside of the city? Like when you do go to New York. I mean, I know you're not doing it all the time, but like when you guys go, on the weekend.
I used to go to Brooklyn a lot.
Yeah.
But just because in-laws. But now when we go, we stay in Manhattan.
Yeah.
I love Chelsea.
Okay.
Chelsea is my jam. But yeah, we stayed in Manhattan, like meatpacking.
Cool. Like at a hotel.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
But it was like so nice. And like, I know we're constantly like, oh, I'm so busy. But like with how busy I am and like it's his busy season. Yeah. It was so nice. Neither of us had our computers. Like,
great.
We did no work. We just like hung out for 48 hours straight. Like I saw his family. Like it was just so good. So
that's so nice.
Yeah. And it's wedding season. So
it's out of control.
Your bitch is working and getting paid, baby.
Same. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Both of us. I mean, even your man. Like we're all in this together.
We're working. It's working.
We're working. It's working. Feels good. Feels great. Going into the holidays too. It's going to be even crazier.
Right. I've already started Christmas shopping. I know that seems insane, but I'm trying to get ahead of it.
It's not, I guess, but good for you. I think that's great. I haven't at all. I haven't thought about it.
I'm
thinking more about like trips. I'm like, how can we take a trip instead of like giving gifts? Like, can we just go away?
I think a trip as a gift is actually great.
Yeah, just like experiences more so than like, because I've come to realize like I really do buy what I want for myself. Don't get me wrong, I still love a gift. Like, me and him have talked about that. Like, of course, we're probably going to give each other something on Christmas, but at the same time, I'm like, let's just like plan something and go somewhere cool.
I could really go for laying on a beach for a week.
I told myself, like back to when we talked about solo trips, like in January when I went to Turks, like I tell myself every January, like I must do this. And this should be a promise I make to myself. Oh, you should. And of course I want to do it with him now, but like not alone. So that could be a possibility maybe.
Yeah. How have your weeks been? How's packing going? Moving. I go into Moving's like a depression every time I move. It's really hard.
I'm trying not to get in my head about it too much. I just didn't realize how much one person can collect over 2.5 years.
And your place, I haven't been there, but it's probably not that big. And it's like, how have I accumulated this much?
Yeah, you're like, where'd I put all that?
Yeah, what is this?
I have a lot to bring. So it's been interesting, but also eye-opening, and I'm trying again, just keep it simple. But she still has, I will say, I think my coats outnumber even my clothes.
I love
my coats and jackets.
Oh, I love jackets.
And after we went through his stuff, like same for him. Like he has actually a good bit of coats and jackets. So we've been trying to like MacGyver. Well, he really has been like in his apartment, how to like hang more hanging space for those type of items versus like.
Are you gonna get like the freestanding hanger thing?
The rolling cart or something.
The like rolling rack thing.
Yeah, I have someone saying like they're offering that to me if I want it. I just think it has to be like measured in a certain area where it can sit. But other than that, it's moving along. We are officially moving in this weekend, and
that's so crazy.
It's
I texted you today and I was like, do we have capacity for this? Like, how is packing going?
Are we okay? My head's been spinning a little bit, but I'm gonna get it done. He's a strong guy. He's gonna have to lift some things out of there, and I'm gonna have to help him. Yeah, I didn't realize I'm like a new renter. Like I've never rented. Same for you, right? Have you rented prior?
No, this is my first time. I've never had a landlord.
Right. So same. Like, and I texted him and I feel like I almost like did his job, but essentially like I found him the new girl.
Yeah.
Which I didn't mind. I was like happy to do that.
Well, and then like easy enough, right?
Text him today. And this is like how it is being a people pleaser. I can imagine. Like I sent the text and giggled to myself, but I was like, hey, just to let you know, like I'm going to be out probably by next Monday, even though I know it's supposed to be by the 1st, but in case you wanted to like needed to schedule anything like touch up paint people like to come by here, like I wasn't sure how that worked. Like Alexis, that is not your problem.
Yeah,
that is the landlord's job to worry about those things. And here I am worrying about those things for him.
But you recognized that you were doing it.
I did.
Well, I think it's people pleaser, but it's also just being a type A person.
It is like a
You're
planner.
Like, I know that you will have to do these things, so let me tell you my plans so that.
And also, like, so the girl has the best experience moving in.
Right.
With, like, you know, there's little touch-ups here and there and be done with paint or spackling. Like,
I totally
get it done so you don't have to worry about it. And just so you know, like, you'll have a couple extra days to get it done. Like,
right.
So I was trying to be helpful. But he was like, just so you know, like, sometimes people want to do a walkthrough before they leave with the landlord if you want to do that. I'm like, what? Like, I don't know if it's like to like tell him like I didn't like this or I liked this. Like, I don't know.
Have you ever rented a car? It's probably like that when they make you do. So like,
I don't think I've ever rented a car. Oh, okay. You say it.
So they like when you rent a car. I'm sure it's
like a closing interview or something.
Yeah, they're like, how was it?
You're like, tell me everything.
Did you hit any bumps?
Oh yeah.
No, but like if there are scratches ahead of time, you document them so that when you return it, they don't charge you for them.
Okay,
so it's probably like, are there holes in the walls? Is something broken that he's going to then charge you for? But you could be like, no, it's been like that.
Yeah,
it's that. It's actually more for you.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And also like security deposit, which again, I almost forgot about that because I never did this before. So
you were like, money?
Yeah, okay. My man was like, well, first of all, you probably gave a first and a last. I was like, oh yeah, I think I did. Like, I just completely forgot. And I was like, he was like, so you're probably going to have to pay your last rent. I was like, sick. Like, that's money.
No, it's great.
And then he was
you're like, perfect because I did just go shopping.
Yeah, so. I was like, great.
I will buy more.
He was like, and then you're supposed to get your security deposit back if all is well on his end, and like within 30 days. I'm like, okay, this is killing it. I think it should be fine. So people listening to this are probably like, you fucking idiots. Like you've never rented before. You're just, this is so ridiculous.
No, we are like in our 30s and this is the first time.
Well, to be fair, yeah, we were young.
Well,
we owned properties before. And it's like, I'm like, I remember when I first toured this. Seriously though, when I first toured that place, I was like, how does this work? Like, he was like, it's really simple. Like college kids do it. Like you just fill out an application and we approve you or we don't. Like it's, and you know, with mortgages, they need your firstborn.
I had a realtor because I was like, I don't know what to do.
That's fair. So, I just like ran there and I was like, how does this work? Break it down for me.
Lauren.pilla at Compass. Yeah, she's our realtor and like a friend now. And I use her for everything.
She helped you with this one?
Yes.
That's awesome.
She helped me find this. She's selling the condo. She found us the condo. Like I'm obsessed with her.
Oh, good to know.
I can text her like literally anytime. Yeah, when you guys look again.
Yeah.
Because it's so nice. I kind of forgot that you could have a realtor for renting.
I never knew that until recently.
And you don't have to like pay them anything.
So like, what are they doing out the kindness of their heart? How does
right.
this work? Because I don't think that's how that goes.
Just as a favor.
Like time is money.
I didn't pay her anything. I don't know.
Unless it came out as somewhere in like because she's not like filling out the application for you. Right? Like you're filling out the application.
I filled out, but she sent it to me. They facilitate everything. It was so helpful because you can be like, hey, I have this super annoying list of things that I really need. Like I have a dog. I need this much space, whatever. And they'll just find it for you.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's great.
No, and I'm happy we'll have more time to like look for things. Other than that, in the past 2 weeks, I went to Sabrina Carpenter. That was fun.
Oh my God. I almost was choked.
Oh my God.
Listen, just speaking of wanting your firstborn, the tickets.
It's crazy because we got them the day of, but my best friend, they were $100. Shut up. Yeah, and I think people who lined up that day also got them for like 75, but with fees it was 100.
Okay, fine.
So I think there was like this little release that day where people were able to sneak in there.
People sneak in there all the time. I hear of people sneaking in there constantly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, really, like, they actually bought tickets. But, like, yeah, I know people do that with concerts now.
Yeah. Like I know the little ones. Yeah. But I could never. I would tattle.
I think it's more like the open air ones. Like the...
No, people sneak into Wells Fargo.
Do they?
I would be like, security
like I'm lost.
guard
I can't find my
would
mom.
Look at me once, and I'd be like, I know. Like I would tattle on myself. I could never.
I think there must be younger girls that are like, I'm looking for my mom. I can't find her. You know, like they play a whole role. But I will say we felt pretty old there.
Okay.
Like it's actually crazy to see the difference in her fans. Like it's like 15-year-olds.
Yeah.
And then 30-some-year-olds, I guess. But the music
is like pretty like vulgar for 15-year-olds.
Well, that's what's so funny because I was like looking around watching First of all, these girls came in like lingerie. Like one girl had actual underwear. I was like, how are we like, cause she dresses like that, but in a very costume cool way.
Yeah.
Where like these girls are showing up and I sound like an old lady right now being like, who let you leave the house like that? Like I'm not really trying to be like that, but I was like, whoa.
No, I get nervous for their safety.
Yeah. That's like the biggest thing. I'm like,
feel cool, look cute, whatever. But like,
but they were like young with like underwear on. I was like, oh, okay, go off. But also what? But simultaneously that day, my man and I did a photo shoot, which some of the content started to roll out, and I reposted because it's just like it was fun. It was a fun day.
People say?
I had at least like 12 DMs that were like, something you need to tell me. Something, did we get married? Like what happened? Like, so my boyfriend and I did a photo shoot that represented this new hotel in Fishtown, Hotel Anna and Belle, which is beautiful. Yeah. And a friend and client of mine, Noelle, who does New June Bakery. And
so beautiful.
Like the most beautiful cakes you've ever seen. And they taste actually delicious. And she has like,
I have tasted them there. Yeah.
And she has so like these classes, like cake decorating classes that I would love to do.
Some of the girls I work with went to one and they brought the cakes in because they were like, I can't
eat a whole cake at home. Like this has to be shared. House.
So they brought them in and they were so pretty and so good. Yeah.
Yeah, we should do it.
We should. It sounds really fun.
But yeah, he was a good sport. I was a little nervous because I was like, ooh, like I don't want this to take away. Like I know we're still new, but if we ever were to, we were, you know,
because he's seen you as a bride now.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want it, but it's also different. Like we were just having fun and being goofy. It would not be anything like our wedding. I mean, it was stunning. They did a beautiful job with the shoot, but I was just like, it would.
Well, that's not the bride you would be.
Yeah,
yeah,
like yeah, we had a red lip on. It was very like Vivienne Westwood vibes. Like.
I want to see the pictures, actually.
The pictures turned out actually beautiful. Like we could probably tell if we have kids in the future, like this was our wedding day and just make it up. And didn't you say like a coworker or somebody was like, did you wait?
Literally the next day, someone said, isn't this your co-host? And I was like,
isn't she talking about getting the date? She's get married again?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, that's her.
It's fine.
I was like, but you're a model like all the time.
I'm a fake bride a lot. They love using me for bridal.
Well, yeah, because you're like very pretty.
I mean, it's just funny.
Yeah, you photograph like insane. So that makes sense.
That's very nice. But he did a great job. So it was fun. It was a fun thing to do together, honestly. He was at first, and then he started to like loosen up. He was like, no, this is great. Did you drink? We had the champagne because they did a champagne tower.
Yeah.
So, okay. But I kept checking in with him, like, how you doing? Like, I know this is a lot. Like, we got to go a lot of different shots. And he's like,
meanwhile, you're like,
and he
so good. Like so good.
No, he was like, no, this is great. I'm having so much fun.
Oh, he's so cute.
He was just like down for it. So, and Noelle was like, I'm just so impressed how you guys can just do that. I hate getting my picture taken. I was like,
you're so good though.
I don't mind taking some pics, but it's just fun.
Yeah.
So, and it's cool to connect. That's what I really like about it. Like connecting with other vendors, connecting with like Philly's like people who are top of their game right now. Like I think that's my favorite part of it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just been getting ready to move and bouncing around. We went to Shane Gillis. We saw a comedy show. That was fun. I'm trying to think what else this weekend. Just, you know.
Yeah. This week we're going to talk about, since we'll be on our little hiatus break during this time, going through the holidays, being divorced. I'm going to make Lex take a time travel back to like 2 years ago.
Yum.
But this will be my first Thanksgiving alone, actually. Yeah. Not alone because I have a boyfriend, but like unmarried. Divorced.
Unmarried.
And I have already done Christmas and New Year's. Actually, we spent New Year's together last year. But anyway, so we're going to talk about like the holidays, how to get through it, what it's like. But before we do that, I saw this thing on Instagram that I like absolutely have to talk to you about first. The wife posted this. It's a picture of like a letter that says to my wife. Mm-hmm. And she posted and said, ladies, choose yourself. I woke up to this nonsense after almost 11 years of marriage. Okay. This is the letter that he wrote her. Dear wife, let me start this off by saying that I love you dearly. You mean the world to me, but I owe it to myself as well as you to be completely honest with you. I have to come forward with my truth. I hate to do it this way, but it's now or never because what I'm about to say has to be said. Tonight on October 22nd, 2024 marks opening night for the New York Knicks 24-25 season. I will be watching the game tonight. That means from 7 p.m., that's when the pregame starts, to whatever time the game ends, I will not be a husband or a father. Y'all are on your own for a couple of hours. No, I will not watch our shows with you. No, I will not get you something sweet. I will not take the dog out. I will not get the kids in bed either. I will sit on my couch, drink in hand, and I will watch the game. That's it. Doesn't mean I love you guys any less. It just means tonight is not about y'all. It's about ruining the Boston Celtics ring ceremony. The rest of the season is negotiable up until the point of time we reach the playoffs. Then I will have to abandon y'all again temporarily. If you have any questions, reach out to me, blah, blah, blah. Love, Fred. P.S. Child may stay up past bedtime only if he watches the game with me. If he doesn't want to watch it, then off to bed with him. Thanks. And then she texted him and said, I gave you almost 12 years of my life just for you to leave me a letter like that. And he said, I had to be true to myself, even if it hurt.
Okay. You give me, so Lanette sent me this. I want to hear your initial
thoughts
about this.
I was like, what a fucking psychopath.
Okay.
Like, I was like, this is insane. And I would never like want to be spoken to like this. Like, this is so ridiculous. And then I realized that it has to be a joke.
When you sent it to me, I read it more like a joke.
Okay. That makes me feel better, because I was like, oh my God.
But at the same time, I don't know. Like, did she actually get upset in a way that like she felt like she was, I think he could have said things way better than he said it. Right. Like, he didn't have to say like, I had to abandon you. I'm not a father. Like, I think he was trying to be funny. I think there's just a way to be like, just so you know, the season's starting. So like, these are my things I need. Yeah. But I'm also here for you. Like, he could have said it, I feel like, a different way.
Yeah, I just feel like it would be like, hey, this is a really big priority to me. Like, I am passionate about this. This is one of the things that I want to do in my downtime. Like, one of my hobbies is like watching basketball. You know this. Would it be cool if like you set all the kids tonight and like you kind of do your like, can you take that off of my plate for me?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a way to say it. But I'm also like, is this a joke? Why would you post that? Well, did you read any like the responses? I didn't get a chance to like read comments.
So some of the comments were like, oh my God, no, this is ridiculous. And then there was one that was like, obviously none of you people have ever been married or in a successful relationship, because like,
oh, interesting.
You have to like, okay, like take it with a grain of salt. Like, okay.
Yeah. Like, was this attempt to be funny? Then that's funny. Like, I don't know if that's how they operate. I think I would read it.
I'd be so fucking mad. I'd be mad. I'll tell you that right now.
Again, I think it's the way you say it. And if he's trying to be funny, be like, hey, babe, listen, I don't know. The Sixers are on tonight, and this is like what's happening.
I'm not a wife. I'm not a husband.
I don't like him saying I'm not a husband tonight, or I'm not that. Like, no, you are. No matter what. I don't care who's playing, who's dying. You're a husband. Like, no matter what. Like, and you're a father.
We are your priority.
No matter what. Like, I don't care if they lose. And if something happens with the kids, you're going to be alerted. Like, no. But like for him to be funny, like, that's one thing. But the way he said it felt very like,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't like that.
I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't think it's funny, and I wouldn't like it.
But I guess I need more context. I think I need to read through it more about like, did she post this to get a response of laughter, or did she get it because she wants people to support her and like being upset?
I know. I don't know. I'm going to have to dig into the comments further. Well, we can repost it so that we can all like get into it together. But yeah, even as a joke, like I would be like, no.
Yeah.
Like, you don't talk to me like that ever, not even as a joke. And in return, I will never talk to you like that. Because a wife would never. I would never.
Yeah, it's a little disrespectful. I feel like there's a way to joke around about that stuff. Like, babe, tonight is like Sixers start. Like, can I just have this like 3-hour like window with this game? Yeah. And then like, I'm all yours. There's like a way to say things where he was just like,
I will not get you something sweet. Like, okay, are we keeping track of like my requirements? Like, I don't like that. You know?
That's a weird thing to say.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
It just feels icky.
Yeah. I mean, that's our man. Thank you.
Right. I mean, I feel like some couples operate like kind of mean to each other, and like that's their thing. They like joke and they're like kind of mean to each other. I'm very sensitive. I can't deal with that.
I think there's weeks I'm really sensitive, and there's weeks I can give it back and dish it back. Not in a mean way, but like,
you're so right.
I
have my period right now, so I'm like,
I was going to ask you that earlier. especially with how you're feeling about the insecurity stuff. Because I feel like I get like a little more like, oh, what's that about? And just like on the verge of tears.
I have, so
even like the luteal phase, like I feel like I'm a nightmare.
I don't know because I have an IUD.
That's right.
People with IUDs tell me what the fuck is going on. First of all, this period has been like 7 days.
Oh, wow.
It's been so long, and it's like light, but it's so long.
Yeah.
And I have been like really emotional and so weird. I almost just like want to get it taken out because I'm like, I feel weird and I can't tell when my cycles are. Like I can't tell what phase I'm in.
Yeah. Okay. That's probably messing with a lot of it. A lot of emotions.
Wait, okay, sidebar. Have you ever used like one of the like discs or the cups?
No.
Period?
We've talked about these though, because there was that blip, if everyone remembers. I don't think we talked about this in the pod that like
what?
Tampons have 1 million chemicals in them all of a sudden, and like we need to avoid tampons. So then I started looking into the Flex and the cups, and I remember just being like, I don't know if I can do this.
It's a lot of contact with her.
And blood. Not that like I'm afraid of blood and it's my blood, but like I think it's the idea of like being out with it. I think that's where it gets me.
You don't change it out. That's a shower activity.
Okay.
For me.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to say is, so I got, not the cup. I've done that before and I don't know. I didn't like love her, but I got the disc, which goes like all the way
the
up
Flex one,
to your cervix.
Right? Do you bend it in half?
Guess.
And
Yeah, but it's not like a long cup. It's like literally like
it's like a round
tiny bowl that sits at like the base of your cervix. You actually have to like pop it behind your pubic bone. It's like
performing OB/GYN services on yourself. Like I don't know.
No, she's up there. But the reason that I wanted to try this is because you can have sex with it in.
Yeah, I swear the Flex one, I was reading about this too. I was like, so interesting, and I wonder if they could feel it. Have you tried? Okay, and
I don't think it's like it's not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, this is new.
I think it's more present than
you thought.
I imagined it would be. But you know what? That makes sense because if my hand can get it out.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest.
You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
service, it's not that far away.
So
not that far away.
So you can have sex with it in, which is awesome. But it's definitely still present.
I think I'd be so scared, even though I know it's like they tested it and everything. I'd just be like, let me take this out first.
Well, yeah, because if there's an accident, it's going to be a lot of blood. Yeah, and that would scar them for probably the rest of their lives.
What made you choose that alternative? Because of the tampon thing? Like, are you just trying new things out?
I just like think tampons are annoying. I don't know.
Yeah.
And also, with the IUD, my period is so light that I'm like, tampons are too much.
Yeah, like you don't need it necessarily.
No.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, let me just try this.
Okay.
But yeah,
I thought about it when the whole craziness was PR blunder of tampons being filled with toxicity. Even though you buy them and they're like organic and you're like, apparently not.
Whatever. And I think tampons make your cramps worse.
Who knows at this point? Being a woman is exhausting.
I'm tired.
Free bleed. I'm
tired. Free bleed. Oh my God. Wait, okay. One more thing about this disc because it's fucking crazy. Apparently, if you like get good enough at it, you can empty it while you're sitting on the toilet and then suck it back in. I think you like
so sick.
You can like reverse Kegel it out.
I bet you can.
Let her empty and then Kegel
we
her back
are
in.
Unicorns.
Women are aliens.
We're insane. Like what? Right back in.
Yep.
Okay.
So anyway,
listen, don't knock it till you try.
That's a new adventure.
Like I very much considered it.
I will use it again for my next period though, or if this one ever ends.
I'm glad that works out. As I stare at your vagina candle.
I do have a vagina candle over there. I have a vagina candle, a picture of my ass, and a pussy book. Gorgeous. Oh, and a boob planter.
Love it.
I love women.
I am woman. Hear me roar.
Literally.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
Switching tracks in a major way.
So anyway.
The holidays are coming up, which is insane.
This year has gone so simultaneously so fast and so slow.
Yeah. I can't believe it. We're hitting November.
Yeah, it's
Halloween.
Bananas.
All the things. I know we wanted to bring it up the holidays because of, like we mentioned earlier, being, you know, going through divorce. If you're going through it, if you're newly separated, these are things that you're going to experience that feel hard. And, you know, not many experience it. So it's nice to have people to relate to about that. So I know it's your first Thanksgiving.
It is. It is my first Thanksgiving. First
Are you
Halloween,
working on Thanksgiving?
No, I'm not.
So,
I am on call Christmas though.
That's so right. That's the one. Okay.
I will not be with my family on Christmas.
Okay.
Which kind of stinks because I have to be within an hour of the hospital.
Yeah.
And they are not that close.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I think like the holidays, even like just the fall in general is kind of hard to be whatever, divorced or newly single, or I just feel like people's relationships are like shoved in your face because everyone's at a fucking pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
And you're like, God, I'm so happy for you that you went apple picking. Like, I'm so sad. And, you know, so like, I think, you know, it starts getting darker earlier too. And I know that
seasonal depression,
when I was, you know, depressed and like really in the thick of the sadness of everything, when it got dark out, I was 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Like it was so much harder. So I think like, yeah, between like everyone doing cute fall activities, we're going to breweries with our spouses or boyfriends or whatever. I think, you know, seeing that stuff on, again, social media, always shoving people's highlight reels into our face.
Yeah.
I think that's hard. And then, yeah, like not having your spouse at the holidays. Like not being with him for Thanksgiving, like when we've done that for so long.
Yeah.
I think like it's kind of been long enough for me at this point that like I'll be cool. And also like I have a boyfriend that I love a lot. But it's just hard and it's weird. And I think that being surrounded by your whole family just like amplifies like how alone you feel because you're used to that person being there.
Yeah. I mean, and the awkwardness of your family. I'm not saying that they're all awkward, but like sometimes they don't know how to navigate even with you, like how to talk to you or like what's going on with you and how you're actually feeling. Because nobody actually wants to make you sad on the holidays, but and also like not trying not to get in your own head about it or like think about it, overthink about it too much. Cause you know, you're on this journey being like, I'm so strong. I got this. But it's also okay to be like, wow, this kind of sucks. Like waking up by myself and like,
I think the morning is hard. Christmas morning in particular.
Yeah.
Is really hard. Like Thanksgiving was always kind of a pain in the ass. I'm not going to lie. Cause like you have to go to like this family's house and then this family's house. And like, I always have to drive to Jersey, which is far.
Yeah.
Like, I know your family's here, so maybe it's easier, but it just felt like running around to a million places.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I think I used to see people like post, I don't know, on Instagram, it'd be like those little blips. It'd be like sending love to people like who lost a loved one this year, who's doing this, or like just found out they have cancer, like spending the holidays like in a different way than ever. And I remember being like, they should have divorced people on that list because like the first, or like people who are like newly separated or like, because that is a form of like losing someone and it's a form of grief and having to navigate that day is weird. It's very odd. Like just not even having a little sidekick to like run around different places with. Even though most of the time my ex and I would like be like, well, I want to end up on my family's place or I want to end up on my family's place. And it was just always like a weird little argument that was so ridiculous. But then just waking up and it being quiet and being like, oh, wow, now I just have to get to like dressed and just sit at my mom's. Like, I don't know.
I know. It makes me feel like a kid kind of. I can't like being single. Like you're just, I don't know.
But then like you just get drunk and you're just like,
and
whatever.
well, you cry or it's fine.
Yeah.
I remember like, I think that I'll kind of feel like this is the first Christmas divorced, even though like we were separated, but we separated in like the second week of December last year. So I was still like in like weird trauma, like didn't even really know what was going on by Christmas. I was just like getting through it.
Yeah.
But I do remember being like at my aunt's house and people kind of looking at me like,
Yeah.
Like,
is she okay?
Like, yeah, like don't give
like to your mom.
Like, don't give me sad eyes. Like,
or just people not knowing how to ask you about it or bring it up, or maybe not wanting to bring it up, or
but
like
it's
whatever.
The elephant in the room. Absolutely.
Yeah. And
everybody
because they're used to that was their family at one point too. Really, like yeah.
Yeah, and I think that brings up another thing, which is like you also then are losing their whole family. Like you don't see their whole family and whatever like traditions you guys might have had together or whatever. Like my ex is Italian, so we would always do 7 fishes.
Yeah.
Like I'm not Italian, so like first of all, I miss that food so much. So good. A woman throws down. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God,
an Italian mom is definitely
a gift.
A gift to the world.
But yeah, so like not having that anymore and like Christmas Eve being a really, really important thing for them. Like not having that and not seeing her and not seeing his family. Like you lose more than the one person and it's just very evident around the holidays.
Yeah. No, I remember waking up on Christmas morning and being like, oh, was that sadness? Like the first one a couple years ago. Because I decorated my apartment. I put up a tree, like did the whole thing. I was like, I'm going to feel joy and I'm going to turn this mindset shift and like, give myself a little gift under the tree. And that still was like, oh, so now I just get dressed and go to sit at my mom's that like my brothers are going to be in and out of, or, because it's just really we're all adults now and there's no kids yet. And like, I think the hardest I didn't expect to be was New Year's Eve.
I agree.
Because throughout my whole life, New Year's Day was always the big celebratory day. So New Year's Eve didn't like matter to me that much. Like I didn't care. I always had a buddy to just like sit on the couch and watch the ball drop. Yeah. Like it wasn't this like, oh, I got to kiss someone at midnight kind of thing. Like it was more just being alone in my apartment and watching the ball drop while I ate like takeout pizza. And,
I can't believe you were alone.
I know, but I think I needed to be that first one. The second one, I was technically with you. Technically, I was with you. My second one.
Last year we were together.
Yeah, that was my second one.
Yeah.
This year will be my third.
Because that was my first.
Yeah, but my first, I was like, I think I needed to just sit and cry, honestly, and just like let it out and journal and like,
I was like
fuck this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like let it go.
Not having a New Year's kiss or like the thought of my New Year's kiss not being him was like sick because it had been for so long, but we were together, which was really helpful.
It is helpful to like try and call up a girlfriend or whoever, but it's also okay. Like I said, like I actually needed to be alone and cry that first year. I was like, I need to just let this out. And it's so like liberating to do that by yourself. You're like, oh, I need to learn how to just be alone. Actually, this is the whole point of me being here and by myself. Need to do this. Power throw. Like,
and then show yourself you'll be okay.
Like feel sorry for yourself for a minute.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, so sad. But
I do enjoy those once in a while.
But you need it. And I feel like now I'm fine. Of course, now I'm with my man and I'm so excited to like spend the holidays with him and like start new traditions and have someone to kiss at midnight and all the things. Like I'm super looking forward to that. But that first initial, I'm single for the first time in a really long time. I'm newly separated. It does suck. And it's like, there's no getting around that, honestly.
Not to mention
unless it's like a thing that you're celebrating to be away from that person.
Well,
but it still is like, oh, this is weird.
It's just weird.
Yeah,
it's just
weird.
Like to not have done the holidays alone and then to just be alone. But if you're spending it with friends or you're spending it with family and like they're all in couples, it's just still weird. Like it's just uncomfortable.
Yeah. Even like last year, like as early as last year with like Christmas, like I remember my best friend being like, just come and like I was like by myself, like getting drunk at her Christmas party with like a bunch of like
married
people and their kids like running around. Like I'm coloring with the one kid at the table while I'm drinking like eggnog. Like what is happening? What is happening?
No, I know. And you're like, are they in the corner like, are you doing okay? You're like a pity invite. You're like, oh God, oh my God.
I mean, to be fair, I know she loves me and wants me there. But yes,
you know what I mean?
Feel that way in the moment. You're like, oh, I'm pretty pathetic right now. I feel like
literally that's the word. Exactly.
Then I'm like, no, I'm the cool aunt. Like I'm the cool drunk aunt right now.
Yeah.
Try and just own that role in that moment.
Yes.
But yeah. It's okay to not be okay. I guess that's what we're trying to say.
It is. Yeah. It's going to be hard. Like it is. But I think that if you can go into the plan of like knowing that it's going to be a little bit hard, but still like try and find the joy in it and like try and spend the time with your family and like be happy to spend time with them. But it's hard. Like,
it is really hard. I started like the second year I did like change a lot of my mind shift and be like, actually, like when do I actually get to sit with my mom and my brothers and really hang, like,
and not have to run to another person's house.
Yeah. Or like, I have work. I can't sit longer. I do, like, I'm running errands. Like finally like really embrace your family. Yeah. We don't really see them a lot as we get older. So.
Oh my God, no. I like never do.
I know that's like the cheesy thing to say, but it's the truth.
Yeah. And the other thing I think around the holidays that's kind of tough is like a lot of people get engaged. Like I feel like that's such a big thing. And you're like, yay.
Don't do it.
And you're like, oh God.
At that time you're like, don't do it.
Or if you like don't want to be getting divorced, like it's so hard to see, like it's hard people to celebrate other people having.
It's any grief. Like just like when people are trying to get pregnant and they keep saying all their friends around them getting pregnant. Like it's hard to see it in your, but you also have to be like, it's not about me. This like, it's about them and they're allowed to have their happy moments.
Totally.
And, like, good for them. Be happy for people from afar, but also feel your feelings. Always.
Yeah. So that brings me to.
And if you're, I'm sorry, real quick, if you're getting engaged during the holidays, like, no offense, Mom. Like,
what?
I don't really like that.
I would like. I want it to be its own thing.
Like I think it's too cliche. Like
a Christmas ring.
I don't need like a Christmas ring. I don't let the holidays have their own time.
Well, no, because they're so exciting on their own. So like, let's make like the engagement its own exciting thing.
Yeah, like I'd rather you do it like on an off month. I wouldn't expect like while we're like waking up drinking coffee or something. Like I don't know.
Is that what you would like? That's
I don't know. Just something. I didn't even mean to give
an
idea.
Engagement that's like over the top. If I'm doing this again.
That's fair. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Fireworks, family, doves.
I want white doves flying in the wind. I feel like pigeon. I would like it. Not that it wasn't the first time, but like it could be cool. That's intimate between the two of us, and then we go and celebrate with people.
How did you get proposed to the first? Was it like a big thing?
I knew it was happening because it was pouring, raining, and he was determined to go on this like trail to go for a hike, which we never would hike ever. And had the dog, and it really set it up, and it was like a sweet idea, but it was pouring, and I remember just thinking to myself, we would never be going here if it was raining, and I knew he was going to do it, and he did it, but there was a lot of good thought behind it.
Yeah,
for sure. But
you're like, why are we pushing this so hard?
But and then there was like a huge party, but
oh, cute.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. I can't even.
No, I'm just wondering if you had like a big proposal the first time.
It wasn't like a blowing up on this.
Because mine was very like we're having coffee in the morning and it's just the two of us. So I'm wondering if you want that.
Okay.
Because
I didn't know that actually about you. Other. You had it more like low key and then celebrated, or just like low key throughout?
I knew because my mom gave him the ring. Yeah. Like her ring.
Yeah.
And so I knew that.
Yeah.
And we had talked about it. Like we agreed to get married. There wasn't a proposal. We just said, this is something that we both really want. So we're going to do it.
Okay.
There was never like a big, will you marry me?
Yeah. That's the thing. Like moving into
so mutual.
Yeah. I think moving in this phase of my life, I don't even know like what I would want. I don't even know if I need it to be like, will you marry me? Like I would want him to do it in a way that feels good and like true to both of us. But also like if he wants to have like a little cute idea, great, go for it. But I'm also like I'm very just like, I know I want you and like you want me. Like
yeah
there's like differences now. I'm not here for like the but you didn't have that the first time, so like you should get that the second time.
I did. Like I wanted to be proposed to though, so I was like, just propose to me at some
please just get on the name
time.
Real quick. Yeah,
so
just do it.
He did it literally in the kitchen.
That's really
like we were like in the kitchen in pajamas.
I love that.
Because like we redesigned the ring.
Yeah.
And then when he got it.
Yeah.
That's when he like in the house did.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If you want to like sneakily record it in the corner somewhere, like we always love to look back at like memories.
My boyfriend and I now have been joking it's gonna be in a hot air balloon. So you can bet if
he's gonna have a whole
ever see like a hot air balloon or like that's the like what's happening, like
I cannot imagine you in a hot air balloon getting proposed to. Your hair's gonna be like, you're gonna be like, wait.
This fire is so close.
It's too close. We can't have this here. Land. We got to land right now immediately.
Please land me.
Get us on the ground.
If there's like champagne and a nice little like charcuterie,
sure.
I can get proposed to in a hot air balloon.
I mean, that seems pretty cool. I mean, whatever.
It's like a running joke that we have, but anyway.
I like that joke. I don't even know how I got here, but I think it was just like the holidays being hard.
Being proposed
seeing people getting engaged, but I also had a little shade, and I'm sorry, it might be like offensive to some people. I just like don't love
Well, you don't like it. That's fine.
I just think it's like that, or like at a basketball game. Like, I just like don't need. That seems like
or a birthday.
You don't know me at all. You know.
That. Yeah.
But if you like that, okay.
Go off.
Love
it's
that
just
for
not
you.
your preference.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Or in front of like a huge crowd of people. Like it's just kind of like, I don't know. I just never.
See, I would love that.
You would think I would like that.
Yeah, Leo.
I think it's more like we love the celebration after.
Oh my God. I just said Leo. I've been watching Love is Blind. I can't go down that road right now.
I haven't watched the new season yet, but I know people love it.
Okay.
Anywho.
You should watch Nobody Wants This. It's about a podcaster. Okay.
Oh, I did.
Okay.
Actually twice, because I watched it by myself and then I was like, oh, he might want to watch this. And then we started to watch together and he was like, oh, it's you guys.
Yeah, it really is.
But I've learned so much about the Jewish like religion and I thought it was really beautiful.
Okay. I haven't finished it.
Oh, you need to finish it. It's really good.
I've only watched the beginning because I'm not a sit down and watch TV. Like I cannot. But I turned it on the other night when I was cooking and I like before I knew it, I was like on the couch like,
yeah.
It's actually really
It's cool
good.
because it's like a really realistic depiction of people in their 30s dating for the first time and being so stable in themselves and then them coming together and like wanting the same things together. It feels realistic versus some other things. And it's just a good feel good like show.
It's just a rom-com. It's just good.
It's like finally something light in this crazy ass world. And they're only like 30-minute episodes. So we love
it's really good. But yes, the podcast, I'm always like, that's
yeah, and then they get the call at the dinner and I'm like, that's gonna be us one day.
Yes.
They're like, Spotify wants to pick you up, but they want to turn it into a sex podcast. You're like, that's gonna be us.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. So the holidays.
we love getting off track. But anywho.
Okay, so anyway, so we'll post more about this. But speaking of holidays, I feel like it would have been very helpful to me to have had a support group during that time. Would you agree? Or
yeah.
Maybe just to hear that other girls are having this experience or going through it or that people have gone through it and it's going to be okay. So I would love to propose the idea of doing support groups through the holidays, just like pre-Thanksgiving, post-Thanksgiving, like how are we going to navigate this? How are we expecting to feel? How many drinks are we allowing ourselves to have, etc. And then like kind of like collabing with other women, like how are we all feeling going into this? Because this like I'm nervous and I feel like
we need to go all meet up at the local Chinese food restaurant to escape our families. Like, let's do it.
No, yeah. Do we need a group chat with like a code word?
Like a safe word.
Yeah, because like my uncle is interrogating me or and then maybe like after the holiday, like after Thanksgiving, we can do like pre-Christmas Eve post. And I'm sorry because I am now realizing that these are Christian holidays. So please, like, I mean, these are the ones that I've celebrated, but if there are other things, I'm happy to do them too.
Yeah, for sure.
And then New Year's, like pre-post. So we have to figure out logistics of it.
Yeah.
This is very much a passion project on my end, I would say. So I'll probably facilitate it. Get like more vibes from you guys, like on Instagram. I'll put some quizzes out or just, do the chitty chats that we do in the stories. But I think that would be probably a good idea and I would hope helpful.
Yeah.
So
it just rounds it up to why we started this and going back to when we started this versus now and kind of, it's a good way to segue. Mm-hmm. Like just looking back at where we were starting this in April.
Oh my God.
It's basically almost November. And to now, like how much we've grown ourselves from doing it, but also just, I mean, physically, yes, like the actual video was awful.
Oh my God, wait.
But then
like,
also,
makes me want to cry. I feel
like just the growth personally.
It was a mess in April. Like I'm still a little stressy, but like, oh my God, I don't even know like how I was holding it together.
Yeah. I mean, that's a perfect example. I think most people go through life like that and you would never know. People are like spinning out in their heads.
Oh my God.
But you're here like starting a podcast and doing the most. Mm-hmm. And, it was helpful though. And it still is. And we're going to look 6 months from now and be like, oh, wow, remember November when we recapped.
Do you remember?
Like I was still, I was dating and I had just met my boyfriend and like
leaving a toxic situation.
Yeah. Left a toxic situation and starting the podcast with you and just being like, this is exciting. Don't know where it's going to go, but let's try it out. And pretty much like moved on wholly from my divorce, but still willing and loving the idea of talking to women about it. Cause I did so much, at the salon with women in my chair or just people coming up to me, which is how we started this, to see where I'm at now, which is like moving in with my boyfriend and just feeling so secure with myself and like entering something new that feels just really good.
I think it's so like, even though you are farther along, like it's just so nice and refreshing to see that like it is gonna be okay. Yeah. And even though like, yes, I have a boyfriend and yes, like things are good for me, like your nervous system has reset and settled.
Right, where I feel like yours is still doing that, but also trying to be calm because you are in a happy scenario with your boyfriend. Yeah,
absolutely.
But you're still having moments of like sheer panic and anxiety.
Panic attacks and running into him. Yeah. And those things are happening. And I am still not divorced, So like going through that. And it hasn't even been a year for me yet. But I think it's just like nice to see that you like did your independent girl thing. You had so much personal growth. Like set so many boundaries that were like for Alexis, and to see kind of like the fruits of your labor like pan out, and now you are in such a happy relationship and a very secure one and a very mature one, and that you're moving in with him. It's just like so nice to see that like you will love healthily, but you can have healthy relationships and like things do work out. And even though you might feel like you're in the absolute trenches right now, like things do get better.
And I think it's also important to note that I am not perfect and I'm still very much have to catch myself when I'm like, ooh, that's a pattern from before. And I need to recognize that. And like, him and I have joked about, I'm saying everything this time in my relationship, like where I think a lot of women suffer in silence when they're in relationships they're not technically happy in, and they just let things go. And you never want to be the naggy partner. You never want to like say too much to where it feels like, oh, she's always bitching at me.
Right.
And I think there's a fine line between that and what I'm doing now. But I think there's like things that I know now, like I am going to do this differently, or catching myself in things. And it's always still a work in progress, but like it still feels so much better than where I was before. And thank you for acknowledging that. But also same to you, like you've moved, like you've literally just like completely slipped your life in months. So that's something to be said, and to have it all together still. And I know you have moments, but we all have moments of sadness, anxiety, panic, all the things.
Absolutely.
And just being a woman in general, you're just like,
oh, how much can we take?
Our multitasking sometimes just gets the best of us, and we're like, oh, I got to catch myself.
Yeah.
But moving forward too, I think it's nice to acknowledge both of that in each other.
Yeah.
Because with season 2, we want to keep this momentum going, but it is going to take a shift of like, okay, I'm where I'm at now, and moving forward, like, what does that look like with growth? And for you, you're still in it, but still, what does that look like with growth? And having different ways to talk about separating or breaking up or divorce or relationships or just personal things, like your own personal stuff, or just fun, chatty things like that all of us can relate to as women and people.
Yeah, because I think, we're gonna obviously continue growing as like professionals and as women and as friends and as girlfriends and as whatever. I'm a single dog mother. So I think that it'll just be more about like personal growth and even manifestation and, like connecting with yourself and the universe or whatever. Like, those things are really important to both of us. Yeah. And I think that those are things that like I would love to talk about.
I mean, we didn't flip our lives upside. I mean, I know I did it willingly for myself, but you also did it in a different way. And it's like, if we're going to change our lives, we're going to change our lives. Like we're going to get what we want and do what we want and, make sure it's everything we've written down and manifesting.
I do want to like share that stuff with other people, even though some people think it's like a little woo woo. Like I'm telling you that shit works.
It does. No, it really does.
Yeah. Moving forward to like how to be just an independent woman, period. Like you can be in a relationship, but like understanding your finances, understanding like how to have the exact future that you want, regardless of a man, regardless of anyone, just to be like good on your own so that you are good in relationships, good in like, you know, romantic relationships, friendships, like your career, whatever. Like
I saw something so like interesting because I know in the beginning of this too, we had an episode where it was very much like we want a man, we don't want to like a provider. Like what does that mean? Like financially usually is what it means. Like from like, you know, when you're with a man and it's a hetero relationship. But nowadays I found it so interesting. This woman said, it's not even about the money anymore because we can make our own money. It's actually about like emotional providing. Like that's actually even more important nowadays than like anything else. And if your man, like your partner as a man can emotionally provide for you, that almost like is even, it just blows it out of the water because again, we like at least us as women, we are successful on our own and we will be okay if it doesn't work out. But that emotional intimacy and like safety is so much like it's even greater in this generation. So I found that kind of like swayed when we had that discussion of like you being like, I don't know, like I don't care about paying for something sometimes and vice versa. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm still very much like I love when the man pays for me, but
yeah, sure.
At the same time, there's a lot of truth to that in this like day and age, that emotional providing. And I don't know, there's so much to talk about when it comes to finances and women and relationships. Anyway, I can't believe this is the finale.
I know.
On that note, should we send it off for the final time this season?
This season.
All
right. Guys, it's been real.
We'll see you, you know, after the holidays. Enjoy your holidays.
Yeah.
Take the time.
There. I'll be there for them if you need.
Follow up about the support group.
Yep.
And yeah, whatever you need, let us know. Hit us up. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Down below.
Okay. Love you girls so much.
Love you.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.